Heck yeah, you can cook. And today we are going to make a cranberry orange glazed salmon dish. You're going to make it. Now, before I go any further, the star of our show today is going to be from Sizzlefish. I'd like to thank them for sending me this wonderful sockeye salmon. Sizzlefish, for all your seafood needs, comes straight to your door frozen, hard, no prep. I just opened the plastic bag. How hard is that? Beautiful sockeye salmon right here, and that's going to be the star of our show. The tools that you're going to need today, you're going to need a saucepan because we're going to make this reduction of the cranberries into this glaze, and so you'll need that as that's going to be our first step. This is a two-step dish. You're going to need a microplaner. Remember, you've got a simple knife here. You've got one thing that we're going to chop. Now, and also, how can I forget? This is my small baker. It's a cast iron skillet from Pampered Chef. This thing does wonderful with small entree dishes that you're cooking and you're roasting in your oven. Sits right here. It's simple cleanup and it really does well with the heat. That's from Pampered Chef. Well, now, perfectly portioned sockeye salmon here. We've got 4 ounces. I really like this with this dish. I've got 1 shallot. That's what I use the knife for. It's been sliced and, rough cut is a good way to put it. I've got 1 tablespoon of pepper. I've got my salt container because I don't know why I'm dancing. Do a little magic trick with the salt here and there, add it in different places. I've got 3/4 cup of sugar. I'm using that to make the glaze. I've got 1 cup of water. I know, why is there 1 cup of water? I just did it. We have got the zest of 1 mandarin orange. 1 mandarin orange. Now, you really need the smaller oranges. You can't find a mandarin, a small orange will do. You don't want the orange to overpower the cranberries. It's an accent. So, speaking of that, I got 1 mandarin orange right here that I've just cut the slices in half. I've got 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. This is kind of my secret ingredient for this. It does wonders with the cranberries. You're going to find out when you make this. And I've got 6 ounces of cranberries. These have come out of frozen. I've been letting them sit out to get to room temperature a little bit. And the whole reason I decided to cook with cranberries is the bag left over from Thanksgiving fell out of the freezer and landed on my foot. And I said, you guys have got to go. So I've made a couple of dishes with them. And so we got our cranberries right here. Before we make the glaze, we're going to lightly, and all I do is sprinkle a little bit of black pepper. Back pepper. I'm not sure what back pepper is. And just da-da-da. And just a little bit. And that's going to sit there and absorb into the fish. All right, we're preheating our pan here. And I will add a cup of the water, and then the cranberries, and the oranges, and the cinnamon. I do have the cinnamon at this time. Pinch of salt. We're going to give that a quick stir. Now that we've added that together, we're going to bring it to a boil. And once it hits a boil, we are going to cover, lower to a simmer, and then cook for 10 minutes to allow it to break down and burst. We're going to cover and come back in 10 minutes. Turn your heat to about 3. Every, 2 or 3 minutes, just kind of stir it out. All right, everybody, 10 minutes have gone by. Let's see how our cranberries are doing. They bursting. We got that. The oranges were bursting down now. Now, this is when I add the zest. And stir in the sugar. Now what we're going to do here, we've stirred in the sugar. We've got to let this become gel-like. So we're going to move it to about temperature 4, and we're going to stay over this. And we're going to watch it, and we're going to stir it, and we're going to let it congeal. It takes about 5 to 6 minutes. Not the most relaxing time to cook, a little more intense. But if you're going to become a legend, heck yeah, this is the time to do it. We're going to stir pretty frequently as it releases liquid. Once again, we have put this on what I would call medium-low heat. Number 4, if the scale goes to 10. You kind of have to judge by your liquid amount. I'm saying by the amount I have here. I'm probably going to set this at for about 6 minutes. We've already gone about a minute. We've got it up to temperature now. It starts bubbling like that. I set it at 6, and about every minute or so, we lightly stir. Try to keep that temperature rolling, get liquid to release. All right, 6 minutes have gone by. As you can see, it's starting to thicken. So what I do now is I lower this temperature all the way down to as low as it'll go. And I'm going to let that sit and work its magic for a little bit. You don't need to stir now because it's going to gradually lose its heat. We're going to go over, we're going to get the salmon ready on the baking dish and get it prepped. And then we're going to glaze this on top. We're going to put this in the oven and you're going to become a legend. Heck yeah. One ingredient I did forget to mention, spray oil. We're going to use it right now. I just like to put a light coat on the bottom of this pan. Remember the mushrooms? Ta-da! The mushrooms, the mushrooms. On the mushrooms they go. Do-do-do-do-do. I put all of them on. It's going to absorb some extra flavor. It's going to give a little buffer for the skin to not stick to the pan. Very important. And we'll add some nice color and texture to the salmon. And now I do a little bit of the same with the shallot. Same for a little bit of salt. Now I am going to serve this with a roasted asparagus. It makes a very pretty dish. Light spray of that oil right on top. Take that salmon. Ta-da! I don't know if I mentioned my temperature probe. You're going to need one of those too. Temperature probe. We're going to set this to 145 after we get into our oven. Now we bring over the star of the show. It is wonderfully thickened now. And we take, now this is, be careful here. Danger, Will Robinson. Watch this. I'm going to put that right on the salmon. Don't be shy. As you can see with this amount, you probably have enough for 4 pieces. Put your temperature probe into the thickest one that happens to be up here. Set it and turn it on. 145, that's what we're looking for. We're gonna put this in the oven. When it hits that 145, we'll bring it out, show you what it looks like. The thermometer has gone off, everybody. Ta-da! Cranberry orange glazed sockeye salmon. What I'll do now is I will carefully take the salmon out, leaving that glaze on top. Set it on a plate, keeping the glaze intact. Look at that, folks. I'm going to stir this up, and we'll serve this on a bed of rice, and I'll show that picture. And when you serve on the bed of rice, and we'll have some roasted asparagus along beside it. One more picture of that. Become a legend. There you go. Cranberry, orange, glazed, sockeyed, roasted salmon. Heck yeah. Have a great day.